Do you hit a dip in your energy at work every day at 3 o'clock? Some of you may even wake up feeling low energy. As a high performer that has a tendency to overwork, you're typically spending more energy than you're replacing each day. I want you to think about your energy like you do any of your batteries. At some point, you stop using the device so it can get a full recharge. When do you do that for your body? And the more important question, when do you let yourself fully recharge? Hi, I'm Lisa. As a spiritual medium and energy strategist, I know what it's like to overwork and run below empty. I reached my breaking point twice in my career overworking as a high performer. And now I guide my clients to create sustainable work-life balance in their lives. Yes, sustainable work-life balance is very possible. So let's dive in. Here are my 7 top tips to have more energy to get through your workday. And as I go through these, I want you to make a list of what is the most important to you and what you don't think is a priority as well. And we'll come back to that in a little bit. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to have a start time for your workday, right? The time that you begin working and now you're just going to kind of work. This start time is not when you wake up. I have a client who would wake up in the morning, and as soon as she woke up, she was thinking about who she was working with that day and what she was going to do and all those things. You're working when you're getting ready for the day. When you're getting ready for the workday, that is your sacred time to create balance and to come into work refreshed and renewed. And if you're just constantly busy and thinking about work and you're already working, you're not going to be as fresh when you start the workday. So you need to have a start time for your workday where you actually start work and you start thinking about work. Now, as a spiritual medium, I will, have an insight from my client or something, but that's just how my energy works. It's always coming in. I'm not getting ready for my day thinking, I'm having these calls, I'm working with these people, this is what I have to do. That's not part of my mindset in the morning. When I'm getting ready in the morning, I'm like, I'm putting on my makeup, I'm drinking my tea, I'm getting ready for the day. Do not start working before your work time, right? This allows you to just be more refreshed and feel more balanced when you do begin working. Another tip for you is to take your breaks. I know. When I used to get breaks at workplaces, I would work through them. It's fine. I got to catch up on this. I've got to do this. No, don't do that anymore. You really need those breaks to recharge. That is your time to just step away from work. It gives you more energy back. It helps you to think about things in a different way. And it also allows you to just kind of reassess. When you come back in, you'll be like, oh my gosh, that felt like it was so difficult and it was such a priority. But actually what I need to be spending my time on is this. And if you don't take breaks, you're not going to know that. So if you're not willing to take the breaks so that way you can recharge, then I want you to think about taking those breaks so that way you're coming back to your work refreshed and with a new perspective. Okay? Another thing you got to do is eat your lunch without working. All right. When you're eating your lunch without working, that allows you that full break from work, which is going to really let you recharge. In addition to you're fueling your body with food. Your body will process food differently if you're eating and enjoying the food versus if you're shoveling it down and working, right? You'll have more indigestion, you'll have more issues if you're just always throwing that food in your mouth. Then you're not paying attention when you're full, you're overeating, it causes all sorts of issues. So use this time to eat your food, be present, and this is also going to give you the opportunity to reassess your day when you come back from your lunch break. Okay? This is really important. You want to make sure that you have an end time for your workday. So most people are like, okay, I'm going to stop working at 4, 5, 6, whatever it may be. Some of you go to 7. You might eat dinner, and then you go back to work. Why? There's no end time for you. You have to have an end time in place. If you don't have an end time in place, if you don't say to yourself, okay, I'm stopping work, you're always on and you're going to allow that to keep coming in. So if you work an 8-hour, 9-hour, 10-hour, 11-hour, 12-hour day, and you're spending more than 100% of your energy, and then you decide to work after work, how much energy you're going to have when you wake up the next day? We can't do it. It's not sustainable. You're not a machine. You need an end time for your workday so you stop working. If there's something that you're like, this is pressing on me, I have to have it done, I want you to put it onto your calendar for first thing tomorrow. or find a space for it tomorrow and move something else around. But you need to get it off your plate, out of your head, and onto paper, so that way you can actually stop working. Okay? Another thing you want to do, at least one thing every day that brings you joy. And I know that this is hard for my high performers, but it's very necessary. Work brings you joy. You love the work that you do. That's all great, but that's not going to recharge you. When you do something that brings you joy, it's going to help you recharge your energy. And I know that it's hard for you to know what brings you joy because most of you don't do things that bring you joy. So I want you just to, look around, see what's happening in your area. Do you want to go to a play? Do you want to go to a movie? Do you want to meet some friends? Do you want to go bowling? What are things that you want to do that are going to bring you joy? I want you to start thinking about, does this bring me joy? How do I feel when I do this? All right? Because when you do joy, that's something that's going to give you back some of this energy that you're spending. This next one is really important. Get enough sleep at night. I can't tell you how many high performers push back their sleep, shrink down those hours to get more done or to squeeze in some me time. The sleep is the most important thing. When you have enough sleep, you're going to be a better human. You're going to be more calm. You're going to be more balanced. You're going to feel better. You're going to respond better. Okay? More sleep is what you want to have. Getting enough sleep at night is one of the most important things that you can do, not only for yourself, but for everybody that you're working with that day. Make it a priority. And then another tip for you, make self-care a priority. Self-care is something I talk about in the majority of the videos that I create for you. And self-care is how you recharge. So if you're always giving, right? How do you recharge your battery? It's going to be by doing things that bring you joy. That is a form of self-care. But it's also going to be by doing things that are going to give you energy. So what are some self-care things that you can do? Let me tell you what it's not first. It's not getting your hair done and being on your phone and checking work emails. It's not getting your nails done, checking your phone, doing work emails. It's not getting a pedicure, being on your phone, doing work emails. It's not even checking messages or anything like that. Okay? In order for it to be self-care, when you're done with it, you need to feel like you got energy back. So some of my favorite things for self-care are exercising, taking naps. Naps are very important to me. You can combine what we just talked about, getting enough sleep at night and making that a priority for your self-care. Anything that's going to help your body. It can be eating nutritious foods, making yourself an amazing dinner, packing yourself an amazing lunch, having a nice solid breakfast in the morning. There's many different things you can do. And one of the things that I like to do at the end of my day, right? So I have my work day where I stop my work time. I exercise, I make dinner for the family, we have family time, and I like to have a cup of tea, a cup of herbal tea, and I like to hold that and enjoy it, let the steam hit my face. That's a way that helps me relax and recharge my energy. And it's also a nice nighttime routine that helps me realize now I'm getting ready for bed. So self-care is going to be anything that helps you recharge. So ideally, in an ideal world, I would love for you to implement every single tip that I just went over immediately. But I am very realistic since I work with high performers. So instead, I'd love for you to pick one thing from this list and start doing that tomorrow. Tell me what you're going to do tomorrow below, because I would like to hold you accountable. And then I want you to look at that list that you didn't think was a priority, and I want you to dive deep and ask yourself, why isn't that a priority for you? Why don't you think it should be? And should it be? So every tip that I gave you is very realistic, and every high performer I work with is doing every single one of these things and noticing a huge difference in their lives. So I know that you can do it too. If you like this video, let me know by liking it, and I invite you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video released. For next videos to watch, I recommend High Performers, How to Stop Feeling Overwhelmed, and How to Balance Your Energy at Work. Remember, overworking does not give you more energy. It spends your energy, no matter how much you love your work. The more energy you overuse each day, the less energy you're going to start off with the next morning. This continues to compound until you reach your breaking point or until you burn out. Burnout is completely preventable.